Hey, what's up YouTube? Season 2 for Guilty Gear Strive has been announced, and I put a lot of thought into what I'd actually want to happen for this game. We're going to talk about changes to the game itself, and let's talk about the characters that we want. Timestamps below, let's get started. The main change I'd want to rebalance the game, besides Happy Chaos nerfs, I actually think the meter gain for blocking and getting hit is too imbalanced. I actually think it should be very similar. King of Fighters actually does this really well. All right, you see the meter? It's like maybe like 1.5 times what the other character gets. It's about like double. You gain meter pretty significantly if you're getting hit, or same thing, it's about equal on block, right? But in Guilty Gear Strive, okay, so look at the meter difference, right? They actually, Happy Chaos started with less meter than the other opponent. But you can see the opponent's barely getting any despite moving forward, which gets you tension in this game. And Happy Chaos literally has a full bar. The attacker should always get more meter than the defender, but it shouldn't be this big of a difference. It rewards attacking too much, and you know, on defense you always feel like you have to mash out, or you always have to feel like you have to reversal out or backdash. And you know, there's something to be said about like just sitting there and blocking, and if you can do that, you should get rewarded to do that. But right now it feels like you don't get rewarded. The only thing you get rewarded is the opponent gets more meter. So yeah, please change that. Positive bonus going away after meter usage. So right now I think positive bonus is too strong, right? You break the wall and it feels like the game's like pretty much over. There's a couple things that need to change about that. One is like maybe give characters a little more health, and the other thing is like characters shouldn't be able to loop 20-second block strings while having positive bonus, right? And so in order to prevent that, I'm thinking like right when the character does like a RC or they spend meter on super, then the positive bonus goes away. That way it also creates like a little mind game. Like, do you want to spend your meter now and give up positive bonus for initiative, or do you want to save positive bonus until you have 100 meter, taking a little bit of a risk not burning the meter for initiative? My next request would be bring back force break moves. When you see a character shine white like this, like you see how you heard that little cling and Slayer shone white, the meter went away. That was another force break move. That force break to Tommy is actually crazy. But the idea is that it's a powered up special move that costs 25% meter. And I think one, it would give more variety in neutral, give more variety in combos. It also like adds more variety of how you spend your meter usage. And it's like a tie back to the older Guilty Gear games. And like ideally you just add new moves to every character to give them more options. But you know, I recognize that's really hard, right? So I think force break's the best way to do it. Yeah, give each character like 2 force break moves, make them cause 25% meter, make them stronger than regular moves. I think it add a lot of depth, a lot of the variety to the game. I think characters in general should do less damage. Kind of what I was talking about before is like matches just feel like they end too fast, right? And like sometimes you see like you literally see touch of deaths that are actually practical in this game, which I think for a game that's like 2 out of 3 rounds, touch of deaths shouldn't be happening that commonly. So I think the damage just needs reduced a tidbit, right? And that way you can get some longer matches going on that aren't just over after wall break. I think IB should be a little easier. Right now it's 2 frames. Make it 3 frames. Don't make it too easy, because then people can just spam it. But I think if you can read the timing of your opponent, you should be able to get a good IB in. Yeah, just make it like 1 or 2 frames more. FD macro. So right now you can do a Kara FD, which means that you can get counter hit out of your faultless defense startup. That's just unacceptable. So either change that, which I think is way harder, or just give us an FD macro so we can not get counter hit while trying to block. All right, so let's talk about game changes. So my biggest one is I want there to be a better ranking system. So there's this website, rankingupdate.info, that actually it's like an unofficial leaderboard. It's super cool. But basically they use like a classic elo, like how it would be for chess, for example, and apply it to characters' win rates. And yeah, you can kind of see that, you know, Latif on the top. Oh, Latif's kind of goated. Yeah, a bunch of Happy Chaos players on the top. But the idea is that this is actually a better ranking system that we currently have for Guilty Gear, which is whoever plays the most games gets the Aurora and gets the top of the leaderboards. I think this would also help separate people into the right, like I call it like Celestial bracket. But right now, like floor 10 players try to go up into Celestial, and let's say you match against like the #1 player in the world in order to get to Celestial. Like, how is that fair? It's not, right? And so you should like get to play against slightly easier opponents. So I think like there should be some type of like secret Celestial where the top players play other top players more often, and then the people that are like lower down on the ratings but are in Celestial, those are the people you have to challenge if you're in floor 10. So maybe it's like 2 Celestials that like or maybe there's like some type of matchmaking system where it automatically pairs up the top rated people in the same celestial lobby. I don't really care how they do it, but there's too far of a skill gap currently, and it needs to be adjusted. Wi-Fi indicator, you know, Mortal Kombat's done it. You guys can do it here too. I know it can be implemented. This is a wishful thinking, but the lag across systems should be normalized. PS4 has 1 frame more lag than PS4 Pro, which has like 1.5 frames more lag than PC. That doesn't make any sense. Well, I mean, it makes sense from a hardware perspective, but as a competitor, that's like really hard to deal with. I wish they changed it, but I know there's like hardware limitations and stuff, so not that hopeful. Crossplay is obviously coming. It's going to be great. And then my other thing is like just the consistency of lobby. I feel like sometimes I get disconnected too much. Maybe make the lobbies bigger so I can like match against more people more. I think that'd be pretty cool. And so characters, my wish list here: Sin, Dizzy, Slayer, Venom, Delilah, and of course Lord Daisuke. Please put Lord Daisuke in the game. I think that'd be sick. No, in all seriousness, Sin's my number one because I used to play him a little bit back in Excerpt. His style's really cool. I like characters with meter management. You know, Dizzy obviously waifu, and you get good Oki. I like this kind of characters, if you couldn't tell. And Slayer and Venom are just like two of the coolest Guilty Gear characters out there. Both have very unique play styles, and I think they're gonna add Delilah anyways, so that's kind of like a gimme. But kind of like Bedman, who had a really unique play style, I think they'll do something similar with Delilah. I'm looking forward to that. And I'm gonna just include some minor stuff that like other people talked about. Give us a color creator, give us costumes. Let's say you put random select song, the song doesn't change after every single match in a set. It's kind of a shame. More stages and characters, that'd be really cool. The replay control feature from Plus R is like super neat. Basically lets you take control of a specific situation match. They could add it to this game, that'd be godlike. But yeah, I'm sure it's hard to implement. It's one of the coolest training mode features I've ever seen. And then give us a frame data indicator in training mode. Like even Granblue has it, even King of Fighters has it. Like just give us something. Anyways, this is my wish list. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I think there's so many cool directions they could take with this game. I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do in season 2. And of course, I forgot the most important thing: buff Biken and Nino. Buff my characters, nerf your characters. And anyways, guys, if you like this kind of content, please consider like, sharing, and subscribing. Really helps out the channel and allows me to make more videos like this. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time.